It's a great day for high school football.
Welcome to the High School Football Pigskin Show. I'm the host, Michael Anderson.
It was great being on the Hillgrove campus, where my daughter played high school basketball. You see, folks, I attended a lot of high school basketball games. When I arrived on this campus, it was absolutely jubilant. Just sit back and absorb the atmosphere. At the top of the first quarter, Roswell takes possession. And on the very first play of the game, Roswell fumbles, and Hillgrove scoops it up and scores a Hillgrove touchdown, and the extra point was good. Roswell takes possession, but they're unable to score, so they were forced to punt the ball. Hillgrove takes possession on their own 30-yard line, and Hillgrove's running back busts out a long run all the way to within the Roswell 10-yard line. Hillgrove eventually punches the ball in for a Hillgrove touchdown, and the extra point is good. The score is now 14-0 with Hillgrove up. Roswell takes possession, and eventually they were forced to punt the ball. Hillgrove takes possession at their own 15-yard line. On the same possession, Hillgrove moves the ball down the field to Roswell's 18-yard line. It was the end of the first quarter. From the 18-yard line, Hillgrove punches the ball in for a Hillgrove touchdown, and the extra point was good. The score is now 21-0 with Hillgrove up. Roswell takes possession on their own 20-yard line, but eventually they were forced to punt the ball to Hillgrove. Hillgrove takes possession and marches the ball down the field and scores a Hillgrove touchdown, and the extra point was good. The score is now 28-0 with Hillgrove up. Roswell returns the kickoff to Hillgrove's 40-yard line, and they are moving the ball down the field. Roswell eventually scores a Roswell touchdown, and the extra point was good. The score is now 28-7 with Hillgrove up. Hillgrove takes possession, and eventually they were forced to punt the ball. Right before half, Roswell takes possession, and they mount a ferocious drive, and eventually they attempted a field goal, which was blocked by Hillgrove. It's halftime, and the score is 28-7 with Hillgrove up. Folks, in the second half, Hillgrove goes on to score 21 unanswered points. Here are some pictures of how it went down. Final score is 49-7 with Hillgrove being the victor. And folks, there's no other way to put it but Hillgrove dominated this football game on both sides of the ball. And now it's time for some playoff talk. Well, it's time for week 2 playoff discussion. We're going to discuss Class 3A through 7A. We'll start off with Class 3A. Looking at the left side of the bracket, Lovett versus Greater Atlanta Christian. I'm picking Greater Atlanta Christian to win that game. Moving down, Cook County versus Jenkins. I'm picking Cook County to win that game. Moving to the bottom of the bracket, Westminster versus East Hall. I'm picking Westminster to win that game. Moving down, Pierce County versus Peach County. I'm picking Peach County to win that game. Moving to the right side of the bracket, Dawson County versus Cedar Grove. I'm picking Cedar Grove to win that football game. Moving down, Pike County versus Crisp County. I'm picking Crisp County to win that game. If Cedar Grove and Crisp County both win their games, it will be a rematch from last year. It should be a great matchup between Cedar Grove and Crisp County that both win in round 2. Moving down, Monroe area versus Calhoun. I'm picking Calhoun to win that game. Moving down, Westside Macon versus Liberty County. I'm picking Liberty County to win that game. Moving on to Class 4A. On the left-hand side, top, Cedartown versus Marist. I'm picking Marist to win that game. Moving down, Cairo versus Burke County. I'm picking Burke County to win that game. If Marist wins their first round game and Burke County wins, that'll be a great matchup between those two schools in the third round. Moving down, Troup County versus St. Pius. I'm picking Troup County to win that game. Moving down, West Lawrence versus Woodward Academy. I'm picking Woodward Academy to win that game. If both Troup County and Woodward Academy win their games, that'll be a great matchup between those two schools in the third round. Moving to the right side of the bracket, Blessed Trinity versus Cartersville. Now this should be a dandy. Should be a great matchup. I'm picking Cartersville to win that game. Moving down, Thompson versus America's Sumter. I'm picking Thompson to win that game. Moving down, Jefferson versus Ridgeland. I'm picking Jefferson to win that game. Moving down, Baldwin, which is my old alma mater where I played high school football, versus Mary Persons. I'm picking Mary Persons to win that game. Moving on to Class 5A. The winner of Banneker Southwest Acad will take on Rome. Rome is the defending state champion. I'm going to pick Rome to win that game. Moving down, Bainbridge versus Stars Mill. I'm picking Bainbridge to win that game. Moving down, the winner of Miller Grove versus Jackson of Atlanta will take on Beaufort. I'm picking Beaufort to win that game. Moving down, Ware County versus Stockbridge, a very hot team. I'm picking Stockbridge to win that game. If both Beaufort and Stockbridge win and move on to the third round, it'll be a great matchup between Beaufort and Stockbridge. Moving to the right side of the bracket, Carrollton versus Arabia Mountain. I'm picking Carrollton to win that game. Moving down, Eagles Landing, who has a really hot quarterback, very good quarterback, is taking on Warner Robins, who also has a great quarterback. That should be a great matchup. I'm picking Warner Robins to win that game. If both Carrollton win the first round and Warner Robins, they'll be matched up together in the third round, and that should be a great matchup. Moving down, Flowery Branch versus Carver, Atlanta. I'm picking Flowery Branch to win that game. Moving down, Jones County versus Wayne County. I'm picking Jones County to win that game. Moving on to Class 6A. On the left side of the bracket, Douglas County versus Alpharetta. I'm picking Douglas County to win that game. Moving down, Coffee County versus Evans. I'm picking Coffee County to win that game. Moving down, Allatoona versus Decula. I'm picking Decula to win that game. Moving down, the winner of the Northside Warner Robins Brunswick game today will take on Tucker. I'm picking Tucker to win that game. Moving to the right side of the bracket, Centennial versus Mays. I'm picking Mays to win that game. Moving down, Grovetown versus Lee County. I'm picking Lee County to win that game. If both Mays and Lee County win in the second round, they will match up against each other in the third round. That would be a great football game. They both played each other last year in the playoffs, and it was an outstanding football game. Moving down, Winder Barrow versus Harrison. I'm picking Harrison to win that game. Moving down, Heritage Conyers versus Glen Academy. I'm picking Glen Academy to win that game. I'm not picking against Glen Academy in this round because I was thinking that Valdosta was going to upset Glen Academy, and Glen Academy had a clear win over Valdosta. Moving on to Class 7A. On the left side of the bracket, Milton versus Brookwood. That should be a great matchup in the second round. I'm picking Brookwood to win that game. Moving down, Tift County versus Hillgrove. I'm picking Tift County to win that game. If both Brookwood and Tift County win their second round games, they will match up against each other in the third round, and that would be a great matchup. Moving down, Mill Creek versus Archer. Well, that should be a good game also. However, I'm picking Archer to win that game. Moving down, Colquitt County who I said was probably the most dangerous third seed team in the state, will take on Walton in the second round. I'm picking Walton in a close game to win that game. If both Archer and Walton win their second round game, they would match up against each other in the third round, and I think that would be a great matchup. Moving to the right side of the bracket, Parkview versus Mountain View. I'm picking Mountain View to win that game. Moving down, McEachern versus Lowndes, which should be an epic football game. However, I'm picking Lowndes to win that game. Moving down, Grayson versus North Gwinnett, another epic football game. Both teams have talented players. However, I think Grayson has a little bit more talent, so I'm going to pick Grayson in the close game to win that game. Moving down, Woodstock versus Marietta. I'm going to pick Woodstock to win that game. Well, folks, that wraps up the playoff discussion. Until next time, take care and God bless.
Take me to your football game.